Hey guys, this is Matimio, and I'm here to bring you the second part of my Medal of Honor and Battlefield Bad Company 2 comparison. So, a lot of people have been asking me how the guns and weapons handle in Medal of Honor, and how they compare to the weapons in Battlefield Bad Company, so I figured I would start there. Now, to be completely honest, I feel that the weapons in Medal of Honor are much different than the weapons and handle much differently than the weapons in Battlefield Bad Company 2. The weapons in Medal of Honor are much more accurate and they have very little recoil. In Battlefield Bad Company 2, especially the assault class, if you want to take out a target, even if they're medium range, you have to pulse burst your shots just to keep your accuracy in check and take out the target. But in this case, if you see an enemy even across like the map like I did there, you can just let it rip and your accuracy is going to stay just fine. Next, people have been asking me if there are differences between the AK-47 and the M16. Because there are two factions, or I believe there's only two factions in this game. Whenever you switch to the opposite side, when a round finishes, the graphics of the gun changes, but I believe that the weapons do not change. So basically, the M16, which is the rifleman's starting weapon, has the same stats, and I think even may have the same iron sight, but don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't tested them side by side, but basically they just have different. They have a different graphic, but they have the same stats and they feel exactly the same. Another question people have been asking me is, are there differences between the M16 and the M4? And the M16 being the first weapon that you have as the rifleman, and the M4 being the first weapon that you have as the Special Forces class. And to be completely honest, I feel that these weapons are so similar that it's almost disturbing. I think the M4 has maybe a little bit quicker rate of fire and maybe less range, and I think the M16 has a little bit more damage, but when you really get down to it, I feel like they are almost the same. It's kind of weird, and I'm kind of surprised that they made the weapons like this. I mean, they're the two starter weapons, so I mean, I'm sure they're going to change, or I'm sure you're going to unlock a lot more when the game comes out, but I was pretty surprised by this. Now, a lot of people have been asking about the spawning system in Medal of Honor and how it compares to Modern Warfare and Battlefield Bad Company 2, and it is exactly like Modern Warfare. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Here's a perfect example. This guy just spawned. I take him out, and there's going to be two other people right behind him. DICE did an amazing job with the spawning system in Battlefield Bad Company 2, where camping really isn't an issue, and you never really spawn next to an enemy unless you're spawning on your squad mates. But in that case, it's your fault. But in this game, I spawn constantly, and I'm already getting shot at, and it's really obnoxious, and it really reminds me of why I left Modern Warfare 2, and it's definitely something I would hope that they would improve upon, and yeah, because I know they can do it because they've done it before, but with this style, I don't know if it's going to be possible. So it will be interesting to see how they improve upon it, or change it, or not change it at all. So yeah. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the two different game modes that are in Medal of Honor Beta, and the first one is Team Assault, and that's the one I'm actually playing right now. Team Assault is much like Team Deathmatch in Modern Warfare 2, and I believe Squad Deathmatch in Battlefield Bad Company 2. Basically, if you get a kill, it adds up to your team's total score, and once I believe you reach 1,200 points as a team, then you win the round. So anyone that's really played anything from Modern Warfare will be pretty familiar with this game type and feel right at home. Now, the second game mode in Medal of Honor is called Combat Missions, and Combat Missions works the same way that Rush does in Battlefield Bad Company 2. There are two teams, one is on offense and the other one is on defense, and the people that are on offense are trying to take a single point, and they do this by usually setting a bomb charge and protecting it until it blows up, and then they move on to the next point. The only thing that differs between Rush and this game is the fact that there's actually only one point that they actually have to take until they move on to the next one. As for the defenders, their job is to try to kill as many people as they can and reduce the enemy tickets to 0. This works much like the rush games in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and every time someone dies on the offensive team, their tickets are reduced by 1. So each time they die, it's reduced by 1, and eventually they reach 0 unless they get a point where they get some tickets replenished. Now, this about wraps up this video commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually plan on making a third video where I compare Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Medal of Honor. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will try to address them in the next video. But if you guys could do me a huge favor and subscribe/thumbs up this video if you did enjoy it and you'd like to see more videos. But other than that, guys, have a good one and take it easy.